Once upon a town nestled between rolling hills lived a young lady named Clara. She had just graduated from the university and gone for her youth service with a degree in literature. Full of dreams and ambitions, Clara felt a pull towards the vibrant life of the city. Her best friend, Emily, had moved there a year earlier and frequently talked about the endless opportunities and the energy of the city life. One morning, Clara decided it was time to take the bull by the horn. She woke up early and talked to her parents about her decision to move to the city to pursue a better life and her dreams. Her parents saw nothing wrong with the decision, provided she had a roof over her head, which would be staying with Emily, and with a promise that she would be a good girl and in her best behavior. Emily woke up the next day, very excited for the day and the journey ahead. As she packed her suitcase, she thought about her life in a small town. It was a place of comfort and familiarity, but also a place that felt too small for her growing dreams. Her parents watched her from the doorway, their eyes a mixture of pride and sadness. "Are you sure about this, daughter?" her mother asked, her voice filled with worries. Clara nodded. "I need to do this, Mom. I need to find my path. I need to find out what I'm capable of." Her father, always the quiet supporter, stepped forward and hugged her tightly. "We believe in you, sweetheart. Just promise to stay safe and keep in touch. Be the good girl we've raised." With tears in her eyes, Clara promised just that. She took one last look at her childhood home, the walls filled with memories, and stepped out the door. The taxi was waiting already. As it drove away, Clara felt a mixture of fear and excitement. She was leaving behind everything she knew, but she was also stepping into a future filled with possibilities. The journey to the city was long but adventurous. On arrival, the bus station in the city was a stark opposite to her quiet hometown station. It buzzed with activities, the sound of announcements, the rush of people, and the distant hum of traffic, creating a very, very obvious city life. Clara scanned the crowd and spotted Emily, waving energetically. They hugged each other tightly, their laughter blending with the noise of the crowd. "Welcome to the city, Clara," Emily exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement, as they head towards Clara's apartments. Emily's apartment was in a charming neighborhood, filled with old bricks and tree-lined streets. Clara immediately felt a sense of belonging. The apartment itself was cozy, with mismatched furniture and colorful rugs that reflected Emily's lifestyle. It was small but felt warm and welcoming. They spent the first night catching up on old times, talking about the life back then in the village, and sharing their dreams and fears. Emily told Clara about her job at a marketing firm and the people she had met in the city. Clara in turn shared her hopes of finding a job in a publishing firm and how she wanted so badly to write stories that would touch people's hearts. Emily, having stayed in the city before her, promised to render all the help she can to Clara to make sure she get a job, using her few contacts in the city. They stayed up late into the night, talking about the future and all the adventures that await them. As Clara drifted off to sleep, she felt a sense of peace. She had taken the first step towards her dreams, and with Emily by her side, with God by her side, and with her parents' prayer, she knew she could face whatever challenges the city had in store. The next morning, Clara woke up to the sound of the city coming to life, the distant hum of traffic, the chatter of people on the streets, and the occasional honk of a horn formed a typical urban life. She stretched and looked around the cozy apartment, and there was no sight of Emily. Emily was already awake, running around the kitchen. "Good morning, sleepyhead," she said. "I made us some coffee. We have a very big day ahead." Clara took the steaming cup of coffee gratefully and joined Emily at the small dining table. "So what's the plan?" she asked. "First, we will get you familiar with the neighborhood," Emily began, her eyes filled with excitement. "Then, I have a few contacts we can visit to get you started on your job hunt. And maybe, if we have time, we will check out a few bookstores." Clara nodded eagerly. They quickly got ready and stepped out into the bustling streets. The neighborhood was charming, with its mixture of old and new buildings, small cafes, and boutiques. The air was filled with the scent of freshly baked bread. As they walked, Emily pointed out her favorite spots: the little bakery that made the best bread, the park where she liked to relax, and the bookstore that often held authors reading. Clara soaked it all in, feeling more at home with each step. A few blocks from the apartment, they passed a small art gallery. Clara paused to admire a painting in the window, a beautiful landscape that reminded her of her hometown. "It's so lovely, isn't it?" a voice said from behind her. Clara turned to see a tall, handsome young man with dark hair and a warm smile. He looked about her age and had an air of creativity about him. "Yes, it is," she replied, smiling back. "Do you know the artist?" He nodded. "He's a friend of mine. I'm Alex, by the way." "Nice to meet you, Alex. I'm Clara, and this is my friend, Emily." They chatted for a few more minutes, Alex sharing stories about the local art scene and recommending a few must-visit galleries. Clara found herself intrigued by his passion and knowledge. As they said their goodbyes, they exchanged numbers. Clara felt a flutter of excitement. She had a feeling their paths would cross again. The rest of the day was full with activities. Emily introduced Clara to her contacts in the publishing world, and Clara handed out her resume with a mixture of hope and anxiety. They visited a few bookstores, where Clara left her contact information for any potential job openings. By the time they returned to the apartment, Clara was exhausted. She felt like she had taken significant steps towards her dreams. As they settled in for the night, Emily looked at Clara with a smile. "I think you are going to do great here, Clara. Just keep believing in yourself." Clara nodded. Feeling a renewed sense of determination. She had already met new people, the connection of Emily, and started her job hunt. The city was starting to feel like a place where she could truly belong. The next morning, Clara woke up very early. "Morning, Clara. How are you feeling today?" Emily asked, setting down a plate of scrambled egg and toast. Excited and a little nervous, Clara admitted, "I have a few follow-up interviews." "Oh, that's great. You'll do amazing," Emily encouraged her. "Just be yourself and show them your passion for literature." Clara nodded, with a feel of confidence from Emily's words. As they ate breakfast, Clara couldn't help but think about Alex, the handsome neighbor they had met the day before. She wondered if she would run into him again, or if he would even try her line. After breakfast, Clara decided to take a walk around the neighborhood to clear her mind before her first interview. As she stepped out of the apartment building, she almost bumped into someone coming in, and it was Alex. "Hey, neighbor," Alex greeted her with a smile that made her heart skip a beat. "It's nice seeing you here." "Hi, Alex. I was just going for a walk," Clara replied, feeling a bit flustered and shy. "Care if I join you? I was just heading out for a coffee," Alex offered. "Sure, I would love that," Clara said, trying to sound casual. They walked together to a nearby coffee shop, chatting about their interests and experiences in the city life. Clara learned that Alex was a graphic designer who freelanced for various clients. He shared stories about his projects and the creative process. As they sipped their coffees, Alex asked about Clara's job search. She told him about her interviews and how she hoped to find a position in a publishing firm. Alex listened attentively, offering words of encouragement and even suggesting a few people she might reach out to. After finishing their coffee, Alex walked Clara back to her apartment building. "Oh, it was great talking to you, Clara. I hope we do this again next time," he said with a warm smile. "I would like that," she replied. As Clara headed up to the apartment, she couldn't stop thinking about Alex. There was something special about him, something that made her feel like she had found a kindred spirit in the vast city. Emily was waiting for her when she returned. "How was your walk?" she asked, noticing the smile on Clara's face. "It was great. I ran into Alex, and we had coffee together," Clara said, trying to sound nonchalant. Emily raised an eyebrow. "Alex, he seems like a nice guy." "He is," Clara agreed. "He's really easy to talk to, and he gave me some great advice about my job search." Emily smiled, but Clara could sense a hint of something else in her eyes. Was it jealousy? She brushed it off the thought, not wanting to believe that her best friend would feel that way. As the day went by, Clara and Alex continued to see each other. Clara and Alex continued to see each other frequently over the next few weeks. They would meet for coffee in the morning, take walks in the park, and explore the city together. Their bond deepened with each passing day, and Clara found herself looking forward to the time together more and more. Emily noticed the growing closeness between Clara and Alex. Although she tried to be supportive, she couldn't shake the feeling of jealousy that rose beneath the surface. She had always been the center of attention in their friendship, and now Clara was spending more time with Alex, leaving her feeling sidelined. I've been in this city for more than 1 year, and I'm yet to find the love of my life. Yet she came just barely few months, and here she is. One sunny afternoon, Emily decided to invite Alex over for a coffee. She wanted to get to know him better and understand what Clara saw in him. Clara was thrilled at this idea, hoping that her two favorite people get along well. When Alex arrived, he brought flowers and wine and a box of chocolate. I thought we could enjoy this while we chat, he said. Emily forced a smile, trying to hide her uneasiness. Thanks, Alex. That's very thoughtful of you. They sat down in the living room, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee filling the air. Clara and Alex quickly fell into their usual easy conversation, discussing books, arts, and their favorite places in the city. Emily watched them, feeling like an outsider in her own home. So, Alex, Emily began, trying to stir the conversation. How did you end up in the city? Alex leaned back, his eyes thoughtful. I moved here about 3 years ago for a job. I was working at a big designing firm, but I eventually decided to be on my own. I love the flexibility and variety of projects I get to work on. Oh, that sounds interesting, Emily said, trying to sound engaged. Do you ever miss the stability of a regular job? Sometimes, Alex admitted, but I value my independence and the ability to choose my own projects. Plus, I get to meet amazing people like Clara along the way. Clara brushed at his words, feeling a warm glow inside. Emily noticed the look that passed between them, and her jealousy flared up again. As the afternoon wore on, Emily found it harder to mask her feeling. She felt like a third wheel, watching Clara and Alex share a connection that she wasn't part of. After Alex left, Emily couldn't hold back her emotions any longer. I tried to talk to Clara about it, but on a second thought, she said no. Clara reached out and only tell Emily, you look somehow and you feel uneasy around Alex. I hope all is well. Alex is really a nice person, and I'll be glad if you get to know him better. Emily nodded. You are right, Clara, and I'll try my best to get to know him. They hugged each other tightly, but yet the jealousy never left Emily's heart and eyes. Thank you guys for staying with us throughout this part 1 of this story. So this is where the part 1 ends, and please watch out for part 2 of this interesting and moral-filled story. Thank you and have a lovely day. Bye.